Morning, guys. First, you said, did you make any trade this month? Yeah, in the last month I've made 4. One long and 3 shorts. I remember one of these was like very impulsive. Like, wasn't even to play. I just went in because I was trying to dodge another play or try not to trade something else. I pretty much had to go back and look at it. I know LIXT was on purpose. MDVL was on purpose. It just didn't crack. But this SBFM, I think this was just, an impulsive play after it was like something else up that day. Yeah, but other than that, yeah, there hasn't been anything ideal. There were 2 things that ran yesterday, like CRXT. And this went up to $3, while LLAP went up to $8. And then it just turned around. Everyone was reacting to Netflix. And yeah, today we have Blackstone and a few other things. Right now we're at another rally as this makes higher highs. Before it was like shorts covering. Now I assume that we have technicals in favor of the bulls again. And still 2 weeks before I pretty much have an ultimatum, and most likely going to have to cover it like 430, 420 and take like a 50% loss. Because every day after that is going to be like 4% permanent. Like, you're going to lose. So that's going to suck. But I'm still going to be optimistic because I still have 5 of the SPY like top tickers that are going to bring this down. And Netflix gave us a taste of what happens when a growth company turns into like a stable company. And so one of the cult-like following, over branding kind of, brands turns into something that gets put into the spotlight, and like you actually look at its fundamentals and it's what do you call that? Like the structure of his company. And so all streaming software and online, companies and everything, they just got reevaluated. And so they're expected to have like 30% kind of pulls similar to Netflix, just going from that growth to the, not the value phase, but more of like a stable phase. And then the way Netflix responded wasn't like the best. Other than that, also really want to see what the Fed responds to like all this demand in the SPY. And so they can keep their what do you call it? Strong claims that we're in a a strong market, and the inflation's not happening. But what do you call it? The Tesla earnings and the statements that came out from like P&G and the aluminum company Aloha, that kind of disproves what they said before. And so I wonder how scary they're going to be today at the 1 o'clock meeting. It just sucks that that's at 1 o'clock. But in the meantime, I don't see anything out there right now that's not below $2. Good morning, sunshine. I think SEV is being manipulated. Yeah, a lot of stuff is being manipulated right now. SEV, it's on short sell restriction. At first when I looked at it, I was like, oh, maybe I can get like some type of shift. Like if, it gets heavy enough inside of like this dollar range. Like, I doubt it. So consumer cyclicals and what was the other one? And communication services were, you know, the worst yesterday because, you know, those fall into both the, you know, Netflix sector, like pretty much online services and, you know, streaming and all that stuff. They were all down yesterday. It actually made me like a little like confused even more because you have the SPY going up, but the QQQ going down, as well as like all those other services. And so, you know, that divergence kind of doesn't make sense because you got like the top 100 NASDAQ companies in the QQQ, and like, you know, it's very tech heavy with the large caps, but then you have the large caps in SPY. Usually they're supposed to correlate a little bit, but yesterday, you know, you had this one pull down 100, I was supposed to say 1.5%, and then this one goes up by 0.5%. And so everything just looks manipulated and rigged to me. But that's just gonna be temporary for now. So we go back to this. In the meantime, in the small caps, I'm glad I made that PDT decision because you know, I keep fluctuating under the 25k, and if I did return back to PDT, I would be on a 90-day ban right now. Just because all the flux, what do you call that? The volatility inside of the SPY still sucks. But did you make any trade this month? Yeah, I showed earlier. I made 2 actual attempts and then one like impulsive attempt. LLL, I think I forgot why I went long on this. It's probably the end of a, no, I think it was an actual trade. Okay, yeah, that was the back end of a play I made before. There we go. That actually might be the one that went to 6 that I wanted to talk about. Yeah, oh well. Yeah, but I don't see anything. CYN, yeah, that's $2. So what do you call it? Growth stocks. There'll be like technology, consumer, cyclicals, and communications. A lot of people are gonna, you know, go back and forth between the growth stocks and the value stocks. Yesterday was a, you know, a down day for the growth stocks, but you saw the other half of the market with all the value stocks doing, you know, a lot better. And we're talking about like, I pretty much have to pull up the heat map. Yeah, so like this entire section was red, technology was red, and this was red. Everything else was pretty much green. So, but back to CYN. YN. Yeah, $2 stock. Extension's probably like 80% right now. Oh, it's at 110. Is that why you said it? It's just making newer highs. Yeah, so Friday, I get that 3rd day trade back. You know, every 5 consecutive days, I get 1 chance to trade, 1 entry, 1 exit. I don't think I want to waste it on a $2 stock. But if we want to give it like a light analysis on it, market cap is pretty low. With that, you know, going up to 100% isn't that hard, especially for a sector like technology where you can raise funds pretty quick. You know, but it also loses money pretty quick too. Current catalyst today, it launched fully automated autonomous vehicle hardware. Okay, so it has an asset. It gained an asset. And so how do you say that? New technology is always a there's going to be hype attached to it. And so that hype can actually last it like a couple days. But remember that hype is only going to bring in a fraction of actual investors that are going to keep that that ticker high. Because what's going to happen is, since this is at the top of the gainers, most of the people that are going to come in, they're going to be traders, and so that demand's going to fall off. Only, you know, about like fourth, maybe a fifth of whatever's raised, probably up to like 330, is going to stay, and then it's going to, you know, stop at like 220. I know you're probably thinking, oh, where do these numbers come from, Dontez? I'm like, what is it? EXTP? It's something like that. I pretty much have to go back into my, yeah, but like, I've seen something similar to this. But that's only if it can run that far. At the end of the day, I still don't think it's worth it yet. It is in the full extension. This market cap is just starting at 30. So if we go to Yahoo, it's probably at least like 50 right now. Plus that 20 million float. Yeah, 25 million. You know, you could definitely get some rotations in there. Like, you already have like 4 and it's only 20 minutes in. Let's see. Yeah, it's already past the, oh no, it's only 70 million. So yeah, 3. No, so that's still bullish. A play on ATER. So software is also part of that growth kind of stuff. The growth phase. Okay, so it says float is 9 here. ENTX. That one. There's the EYE. Well, Tesla's at 1090 right now. Okay. Part of me thinks we're going to see a .com meltdown like 1999 to 2000. Lots of companies still running on losses with no real lanes for revenue, etc. Yeah, that sounds about right. What do you call it? Apple has like some like riots going on, and you remember this all started with Amazon workers feeling, they're being spied on and stuff like that. So we're going to start seeing a lot more, unions being organized and riots and stuff like that. That's definitely going to have some kind of effect on the overall economy. Added to, normal shortages from cutting off Russia and increasing inflation. We got a lot of news from the earnings from yesterday. Like, other than just what kind of reaction does the investor have in like the overbranded growth companies like Netflix. The only reason Tesla got away with like a positive earning is because over half their inventory actually uses separate materials compared to their competitors. And like, kudos to Elon. Like, he got everybody. I didn't even think about that. But the more information that we got was like, the Fed can't say that they've been doing their job in decreasing the demand because the market's still going up, and it's going up off of a lot of people having bad earnings. And at first I thought it was just shorts covering. Now we have like technicals like in favor of the bulls. And so if it didn't just touch like 450, this was supposed to be a bull trap. And so now we know this is actually genuinely like going up right now. Yeah, I don't want to look at it, but other than that, there's a lot of other super brand growth companies and companies with like a lot of loyalty, where all they're really doing is doing consumer pricing, like similar to Chipotle or P&G or what's like, the people that buy their products, they're not actually buying it for the functionality, or they're not buying it for the product's quality. They're buying it because of the brand loyalty. And that might work this quarter, but next quarter, those same companies that were not actually making any more inventory, but just increasing the price by like 10% on the previous inventory, that won't last. The consumer's eventually going to stop, and then they're going to get it from somewhere cheaper. And so that's going to have a chain effect a lot of places. So I really want to just see what the Fed is going to do. Like, because overall, we're still in a bear market. Like, over 50% of the people are in the pessimistic, like, state of mindset. Like, job losses and overall no growth in the economy. What's happening to this? Yeah. But there's something else I was saying. Let me see if anything popped up on the scanner. So like this is at 120% right now. See, it already went past that point where, you know, if we're talking like pre-market breakout and stuff, you know, it had the market cap for it. Where can I go to the daily? Okay. Previous run was definitely low enough. Market cap and float, yeah, definitely in enough of a range. But like, it was already up over 50% before the market even opened. Yeah, everything just feels like a gamble, even thinking about trading it. Especially when, like, I don't know, like just throwing the overall market just throws me off. All right. It was a lot of stuff I had. Tycoon. Not that guy. Something else. Blackstone. Someone else was supposed to come out today. On my phone. Yeah. Oh well. Good news, I suppose, that maybe the mid caps come back. Yeah. Yeah. Like, so remember I was talking about there's supposed to be some type of price stability, or there's supposed to be a show of strengths before the small caps come back. You know, all this, you know, sideways action inside of the overall markets, it's giving a false, like sign of stability and strength. And so, yeah, that'll do it. At the end of the day, there's enough optimism going around for investors to, you know, feel okay to go into the small caps and mid caps. So yeah, we're supposed to be seeing, you know, pop-ups like CYN and CRXT and SEV. What was the one we saw before? It was like LLAP. Yeah. It's like you can't even consider this one like consistent resistance to like short into something, and then there's no individual resistance to go over. Like it'd just be a pure, oh, you're just trying to get in at intervals that most people that were, you know, in the futures that probably started this are trying to get out. Yeah, I can definitely tell where I would gamble, but I'm not wasting a PDT on it. That's all I'm gonna say. Whenever I see, I can pull it up. Nah, it's not important. Never mind. Let's see what's happening right now. Lots of companies still running no real late. Must received about 46 points. did blow out the earnings. All right, what are you guys up to? I just pulled a Dontez. I went long at CYN at 2.20 and went to sell at 2.45 for a quick scalp. Guess who hit the buy button? That's about right. That's right. I'm like, man, look at that. Like, you could see the opportunity. You could see your own greed. You could feel it. Just like, I'll be good. I can hold this. I can get a quick 10%. That 10%, that's my next lunch. Zero commission broker. I was like, I don't have to worry about it. Like, there's so many things out here that you can just like randomly buy and then just keep going. But I really want to master the consistency or the technique for shorting, because I feel like it's going to scale better. And like, once I know the shorting technique, it's so easy to just buy most of the stuff once there's some type of stability in the market. Because most of the people are buyers. And so I'm just like, all I have to do is just feel really greedy and then just not rush into it. And like, if I do rush into it, just rush into it very small. But with shorting, you gotta be a little more pessimistic. And I'm normally an optimistic guy. Like, all kinds of role models and stuff like that are all comedians or warriors or like things like that. So being pessimistic, yeah, that's a different talk. Could you say something if you are quiet? I always think my internet didn't be connected. I'm scared to hit the buy button. Yeah, it's already over 120%. Hitting the buy button now. You could technically do it because there'd be like a rush at like 10:20. It's just the volume's already, or what do you call it? The float's already rotated 4 times, and so you're still within that. Like, this is bullish, and like you can see this go to like 280, low 3. I think I already said it before, like, 310 to 330 is where I think it's going to end up before it actually has some type of like shift. But at the same time, I just don't trust the market right now. Like, see, it just peaked at like 450. I don't know how much that's going to affect what's happening in the small cap right now. But what was I saying? Something to do. Oh yeah, this is a new technology that by itself is going to bring in a lot of new investors, like, consistently throughout the day. Plus, the amount of hype that's supposed to be brought into this, like, naturally being on the top gainer, and like, people wanting to trade this very cheap stock. So like, it's under $5. So I still think this is going to 3. Like, getting to 200% on a 30 million market cap is pretty easy for a stock under $5. So, man, I feel like a snake oil salesman. But what's that doing? Quiet. Oh, quiet. Hey. Oh, okay, yeah, I remember. Yeah, I don't speak into the mic because if you couldn't tell, I am a person that gets very excited. I haven't yelled in the mic in a while, but like, I don't know, every time I see this SPY and I look at my gain and loss, it makes me want to. Also, like, with the music, I noticed yesterday, one of the times I was off stream, I put it up to about like a third, and I usually adjust to my surroundings. But I'm usually around like either, a group of people, like they're taller and like they speak louder, like, and if they're black, they have deeper voices and stuff like that. And so I adjust like naturally. So when I'm by myself and like I'm pretty much making your guys' up voices up, like just reading the chat box, unless I know some of you guys from like your YouTube channels, then I get louder naturally based off of the volume I put the music at. Is what I'm pretty much trying to say. So I can definitely see how I can be too quiet. The way I used to fix that before is I'd take my headphone off a little bit, and then I'd hear how quiet it is, and my voice bounce off the walls. But then it makes me feel weird and self-conscious. You should beatbox. No, I don't want to clean my mic. At the same time, you know, I don't think that that unlisted video would age well. You'd be like, man, you know, 3 years down the road, Dontez, you remember that one time, you know, day after 420, market went up before the Fed crashed everything, you know, the second computer meltdown bubble. You started beatboxing. I remember that day. Actually, let me pull up a video. I'm like, gotta keep making sure nothing pops up. That's another thing that happens with these low priced, low base fundamental stocks. If it doesn't pull enough, you know, early people are going to get trapped. The people that wanted to get in at like lower levels before, they rush in, raise the demand, fix supply, makes newer highs. But that whole process can be stopped as soon as something else, like, you know, something else shiny comes up and takes away the demand. And I don't see anything popping up now. Closest thing is SWVL, and that's only at 30% right now. It doesn't even have 500,000 volume, so there's no worries. I definitely scalped the crap out of this. I just don't really see it falling 120% and below. Like, I see this right here as you know, the most it would crack would be like 209. Yeah, 209, and then just go right back up. Do it. I dare you. I triple dare you. Okay, but can you beatbox? No, I can't beatbox. You have to practice that. I can barely speak English. Like, yeah, I've definitely tried though. You know, several times in middle school and high school. You know, grab a pen and just start like beating on the table, get some friends around. Actually, even in some of the sports, like if we don't have a radio to put in the middle, like everyone just starts freestyling. And you know, you get your turn. You get your turn to prove your skills. And I've definitely gone in the middle and said some stuff that left some marks. I think I made one of them, or I set one of them in the early like streams. See if it breaks 209. It's gonna be tears. Not my tears, but anybody that is not gonna do it. You're not gonna do it. I doubt your ability. But what am I doing? Couldn't hold over 2.3. Yeah, that's another like important mark. The 30s, like what do you call that? It's all those like slippage statistics and like fake out points. Like they're all the same, but they're all slightly different depending on the like the price range. You look at them enough that you're just like, everyone's looking at this point. And so if everyone's looking at it, as soon as that breaks, everyone's stop loss is gonna break and stuff like that. So it still has a chance to go above 230. What's that thing I traded the other day? MMDVL? Like that 190. Like I was so sure that that was not gonna crack, or no, that was gonna crack. And when it didn't, I'm just like, oh, my heart. Even though it technically was bad, or not bad, but like not ideal. It's just like you had all the wind behind you, bro. SEV now back to green, LOL. Someone said in the beginning, man, is this manipulated? Oh yeah, it was you. Is it 90 million volume? 27. Someone was really upset that this didn't crack yesterday when they saw the volume died down. I remember someone in the chat was talking about it. And then when it squeezed, wait a second. Yesterday, wasn't there earnings that went down? Let's see. Netflix. Oh no, Tesla came out. Okay. Yeah. Wait, what's that yesterday? Everything seems like the same day. Yeah, but this spike right here. I wonder what the catalyst was. Oh, another thing. You know, every time I get done watching these, or not watching, every time I get done streaming, I watch my own stream. And one of the things I just overlooked before was I was going through the earnings calendar. And for some reason this page is not loading the right way. Unless they just changed it from yesterday to now. I'm gonna go with they just changed it. Yeah, but pretty much these symbols right here. This means you know, the earnings is coming out in the morning or they're coming out after hours. And you know, it was all organized and I just went right over it. Like a lot of the stuff I researched the day before or have been thinking about for a while, I give you like 25% of it because I forget about it or I don't know how to like say it enough to share. Okay, why is this not working? Did I didn't mess with any scripts. I didn't do it. Oh. No. That was me griping about it. Oh, that was you? That was you talking about it? Okay. Yeah. Every time I just take sneak peeks at the Freedom Challenge, I'm like, what are these guys talking about? They'll be like, hey, market's still dead. Hey, who wants to overtrade on this? Who wants to overtrade on that? And I'm like, I do. And like you've definitely been talking a lot in the Freedom Challenge. Yeah, I see it now. got it. What do you call it? Scalping. Scalping is a trap. Like you're making a bad habit. What do you call it? So if you're at a fork in the road, you can take the road of like patience, and then you can take the road of adventure. And like there's pros and cons to each, like obviously. But like the pros to the patience road is you can master a technique once you know the theories. And then, once you master the technique, which is pretty much a sequence of actions that put the odds of a certain result in your favor, those techniques like stay with you permanently, and you can just use them freely. But when you take the road of adventure, you're pretty much just going out there with an optimistic like can-do attitude, and whatever gets thrown at you, you're just like, I can put a blindfold on, or I can just handle whatever's thrown at me. I go towards the adventure road most of the time. Steven goes towards the patient road most of the time. Like one's good for micro, one's good for macro. And I've been trying his way for about a year now, but I haven't been doing it consistently enough to master the technique, obviously. Because you see all these scalps and all these impulsive trades I've had. What it pretty much sounds like I'm trying to say is I'm more bull than I am a bear. But I've been seeing a lot more profit from the bear side. Well, if you actually look at my Kinfo, where are you? My journal. No, my trades. Pro. What? I thought I just had pro. Oh, I had the free one. But if you look at like my reports, which I can't even do now because they changed the thing. I actually made a lot of money on my longs compared to my shorts. I'm actually dead even on my shorts. Like all the gains I have on the year are from my longs in October. And then all the shorts that I like lost on, like in the beginning, which was like 10K, plus all the like little ones, they were recovered from that option short I made and made 25K. And so, that 20K is actually my longs from October. And I'm just like, oh, like, I don't know, it gives me an understanding of not only my temperament, but also which one am I better at? At least at that time. Oh no, every time I go to bed, I think about previous trades and try to keep that trade in my head for at least like 3 months, just so I can get as much as I can while I'm free from the pressure of that situation. And I'm just like, okay, did I overtrade this? Did I actually do what I believe to be something repeatable and like stuff like that? When I went over the video or the stream yesterday, someone asked me, when did you start trading? And like I said, oh, this year, meaning like my head was still stuck back in 2021. I actually started like seriously like with the account last year, but before that I was just doing not paper trading, but I was doing like other stuff. But the reason I brought that up is because like I was trying to think back to like my earliest trades, and like the more I think back, the more I think of each one of those as like a battle that like I either survived or I like lost something. And I didn't realize how much I remembered until like I just started going back on the stream, and I'm like, man, I messed up. I feel a little hurt. And then I'm like, wait a second, I don't know. Pretty much I'm saying just reflect on your progress. Make sure you record stuff. It's always good to reflect. Where did that go though? That's probably why I'm rambling. I can't find you guys. Oh, there you are. Hey, I made $6 yesterday. It's so quiet in there. I feel like I need to be the class clown. That sounds about right. I've been there. Like comedians, optimistic people, sometimes even just quiet people that talk shit under their breath. Like I would be a floater in most of the groups, and I would gravitate towards those people just because I'd be like, hey, I think we'll be the best together. Like we're gonna liven up this place. How do I say it? Like I've always been a zealous, self-motivated kind of person. Like I'm talking about like put all kinds of like quotes and plans and stuff on the wall. Like just overcomplicate it for no reason. But like most of my respect always went to the people that could be like a philosopher and like a person with like a good attitude in any situation. Like you're at a funeral, this person, he's not laughing, but he's definitely like he has the ability to make people laugh like in that moment. Not a reverend, but like similar to the really good church going people. Yeah. But no, wait, over $30. Sorry, $30. $30 is that's a lot of McChickens. Like that was a good scalp to me. A second, thinking about the size that you put in, made 20 cents on the. I was about to say no. Yeah, it's usually quiet in the Freedom Challenge if there's no actual play. I don't even know if that's necessarily true. Because like people are on like different time zones and like different areas. So like in the morning, a lot of people are waiting for like Steven to give a comment and then just be like, hey, I'm focused on all those plays in the morning. Some people wait for the, late day cracks. Some people are actually still waiting for like midday perk patterns. Then we have some of the swing traders. They don't even start their day until like the middle of the day. Like it's fun to like watch. But since I'm in the morning, I usually get tired by like 12. And if I'm not in a trade, I'm just like, I either need a nap or a cookie. Like something just to get me past that point where, I take a dip in energy. Because if I get past that point and I'm in a trade, that's where that impulse comes in. Like, I think we were talking about it earlier. SBFM. Like if you look at the time at which I take this trade, or like if I take most of my impulsive trades, it's usually around that like 12, like between like 11 and 1. Not only is that after the stream, but that's around that time where I'm tired. And like what I'm tired from doing is like I'll get distracted by over analyzing a stock. And so after like that 2, maybe 3 hours of just thinking over and over again on like the same thing, even when I think I'm not, I'll switch to something that's like brainless, and then I get tired, and I'm just like, if I don't take that nap, if I'm fighting the nap, eventually I end up fighting like a rational state of mind, and then before I even catch myself, I'm just like, ooh, that trade is looking pretty good. It's looking juicy. It's, how much are the shares? at that point you already lost. Like you just started a whole process that if you don't break that, what do you call that? That momentum towards that, that's how you just overtrade. Like, yeah, that's why it's a habit at the end of the day, and you have to kill that bad habit. It's also a balance. You know, if you have enough tolerance, you can, or awareness, you can figure out when you're falling into those kind of bad habits. Because at the end of the day, it comes down to your belief and what you actually value. Like if that time of day I'm tired and like, you know, I value being right or more than I value being profitable in the long term, or if I value being like, what do you call that? Like like I said before, this is like a job. If I value being productive, me taking a trade is not being productive, but that's probably just because I haven't defined what is actually being productive towards the trade. And then, you know, I didn't say, oh, it's consistency. Oh, it's like recording, it's tracking, it's this, it's efficiency. Like if you don't get really detailed into it, you can easily fall into so many obvious like traps, and that's just you doing it to yourself. You know, you start adding on more manipulators and like less ideal plays and like time, which is harder to carry throughout the like whole journey. It just gets real hard. Like trading became self-help, but not even self-help. It's definitely different. I learned a lot during trading. It was much easier when I ran every day, like during October. And then there was a play pretty much every other day. But it's actually hardest when the market's bored. And so I really like going through Steven's old YouTube videos. Like I finally made that shift of stop looking at him like a puppy and I should start looking at him like a teacher. Because most of the time I just be like, oh, look at the puppy. Yeah, but that's a different talk. I'm in Central Time Zone this week, and man, I miss being done for the day by 1 p.m. max. I love having no trades and starting my other stuff for the day by 8. That's one of the best things I like about like, California, the time. I don't have to like wait to do my workout at like 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. now, and I'm already like tired just watching the market. I don't just sit here like all day, but if I know there's something that could potentially come up and I didn't put in like my phone, I pretty much have to wait the entire day until I can, you know, pretty much call home, do the other errands that require me to like leave the computer, you know, dental work, like all essential stuff. But now I think I have a routine and a few windows of time where I'm comfortable enough to like leave the computer because I know I can afford it. And it's so much easier into PDT because now I can't afford to scalp. And so my original thought was when I went above PDT the first time was, Dontez, you're going to have enough discipline and tolerance and skills and have all the outline and principles and stuff like that to not even need PDT. You're going to trade like 1 time a week. Like you're still going to have 2 extra tries. That didn't happen. Puppy. Is cat talk? Is that cat talk? Cow talk? Oh, yeah. What do you call that? It's more of like Cincinnati talk, probably. I remember a lot when I was in, I think it was high school. They'd be like, "You're a puppy. You're a puppy. I'm the dog. I'm the alpha. I'm the omega. You go woof woof. I go bark." And like silly stuff like that. Between like all sports, mostly like wrestling, football, and in basketball. And with Steven, he was always playing the individual sports. And so with him, he played like tennis, chess, and even though it's not really a sport, I'm not gonna go into that, but like he played the individual sports. And the closest thing to individual sports I played was like track. And so remember, I was the international student ambassador. And so I would hang out with him a lot. Plus, we would meet each other in those individual sports. And I forgot why I brought that up. Oh, yeah. But the whole idea of like a puppy came up because, like I told you, he has those dead fish eyes. And so before I really knew him, I used to think he was just sad. And I'm just like, man, it's okay, little puppy. Like, you know, optimistic, wannabe Captain America, bald guy, or no, I wasn't bald at the time, I had dreads. But black guy is here. And so, yeah. If anything, I feel like we were both cats pretending to be dogs. We're just like, man, I just want to chill, but everyone wants to get me to do something. And I'm just like, man, they gave me a whole ass title just so I can make you talk English. I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this. But I kind of did. Like, it was always the introverted students. They had the best stories. They'd just be like, man, what can I say to get this guy to go away? I was like, ooh. No, what was I doing? Question for tomorrow. Can you backtest the break of trendline with StockRaf? I can't even open StockRaf right now, so not really. Oh, didn't know your guys' history. Been here like a month. Cool. Yeah, but like with StockRaf, I haven't opened the platform in a long time on like this computer, at least. That data was actually supposed to come out about like so pretty much like we did everything we could do on our end for now. We're waiting on the data provider, which is like QuoteStream, I think, to build something, and that's supposed to come out. It was supposed to be mid-April, but I'm not just gonna make any promises at this point. May was the ultimatum. After that, we're gonna have to do some more assertive actions. Yeah, that's all I really want to say. Slash, if I say any more, I'll get even more trouble. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, but when you say backtest the break of the trend line, question for tomorrow: can you backtest the break of the trend line? So if I break that down, yeah, you can definitely backtest the trend line. And if you're looking for a break, that's going to be I don't know why you wouldn't be able to. Yeah, most backtesting platforms can backtest the break of a trend line. Yeah, because how do I say this? Yeah. Yeah, I don't have the platform for now. No, I'll give you an answer tomorrow. Oh wait, it's already past 10:30. What am I doing? I'm trolling. Time to go eat. But I really want to give an answer to that though. 1 second. Blog. Stochastic. No. Trading true. Yeah, you're using on variance variance optimization portfolio. So how would you say? So when you break a trend line of like, you know, back tested data, it's gonna vary from the mean, and then they're gonna plot that. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna shuffle a whole lot of like random data, create it with variables that you consider important around that trend line, and then we're gonna, what do you call that? We're gonna get you like a basket of not tickers. Yeah, pretty much we're gonna randomize a lot of data, and you'll be able to track probability around that trend line. And so yeah, yes to the answer your question. And it should be under like variance, or it should be under optimization. Really just depends on what you want to track around it. Someone also mentioned open interest the other day. I looked into that. That's pretty much just outstanding contracts at a certain price level. So that was pretty cool. But other than that, guys, all right, it's 10:40. Be safe in the market. Don't overtrade. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I actually lost you guys again. Where'd it go? All right, peace.